On this episode of Queen City Cuisine, I'm at one of my favorite places in Springfield. They've nailed the date night. This is Sarah and I's favorite place to go when we're having date night. If you get cold in movie theaters, they've got blankets for you and they will serve food at your seat. This episode of Queen City Cuisine is Alamo Drafthouse. I'm Blake Cook from Keller Williams. Come check it out.
I'm Jennifer John Meyer at the Alamo Drafthouse and the creative manager. I want people to know that even though we're a big place, we're still listening to like everybody. I grew up in a theater. My dad bought a movie theater and kind of did a total overhaul rehab. It had been shut down and was in terrible shape. So when I was 7, he did that. So I literally grew up in a movie theater. I mean, we were there all the time. I did every job. So when I left my hometown, I was like, I'll tell you one thing I'm never going to do is work in a movie theater again. And then I see that there's a creative manager position open at Alamo. And I did some research on it. I had done a little research when I saw it was coming to town because I'm like, what is this place? This sounds great. And once I looked into everything they offered and how big the community was to them and inclusiveness, I was like, oh, maybe I do still want to work at a movie theater. Like our October, for example, we have like 50 some specialties in October. And it's their most ambitious month by far. We wanted every genre, every horror genre to be represented. So we just asked people, like, what do you want to see? What do you want to, like, tell us, please. This year we did Ozarks Literacy Council for August. We did Friends of the Zoo for July. I love discussions, movies that generate discussion. So we'll do a doc. We did one with the documentary RBG about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I invited some just strong female presences in the community to do a post-movie discussion afterwards, and we did that for Women's History Month. And then we had a beer doc, which was really cool because we had representatives from all the Springfield breweries here. We also have a film club where we meet every month, and I try to pick, we mix it up between titles that are classics that are definitely thought-provoking and that are going to generate some serious debate. I think there's been only one time in like 18 screenings where we all agreed on a movie. Other than that, we're like, that was terrible. No, that was pretty good. Well, you're wrong, and here's why. I've worked in all different industries and all different positions, and I felt like the little startup that nobody knows about, just trying to find a way to get my message out to people. My main thing is I want everyone who comes here to know that they're included. One thing that we've always done since I started here was we have a weekly trivia night on Tuesday. Obviously movie themed, I mean that goes without saying, but then we like dial it in like Disney, or we have horror movies or Oscar winners from this time period. We have a late night happy hour, $1 off Wells and Drafts, and our vegan, $1 off our vegan menu, and that's from 9 to 11:30. Alamo for All is it's a screening that we offer for people with sensory issues, for people with infants, people with that have guests with them that might not be able to be as quiet as our regular policy mandates. So we have those select showtimes Tuesday, Wednesday, and then also Saturdays and Sundays. And we don't dim the lights as much, and we don't turn the sound up as much, and it's really just so that those guests feel comfortable here as well. It's been the best experience of my life by far. I can't imagine being at another company at this point or ever wanting to, because from the top down, we care about people and we care about guests, and we genuinely want them to have a great experience, and we want them to be excited to come here. And kind of my little goal is I want people to feel like this is a little Disneyland for them, a little oasis. They can come, get away, shut out their problems, and just relax.
Hi, my name is Heather Zamuda. I'm the bars manager for Alamo Drafthouse and Cinema, and also for the Backlot in Springfield, Missouri. The thing I love the most about beer, I think, is that the more I learn about it, the more I don't know anything about it. It's just a limitless pleasure. You just are always learning more. Missouri has a huge craft beer voice, and we push a ton of really, really good liquid. I was very concerned because I thought 48 was going to be too much, and then when I started to actually pick everything, it became almost not enough. What's really cool about Alamo is that they have hard mandates towards being local. We actually have a big focus on what Missouri is doing. We have 3 nitro beers on tap. Nitro beers seem to be becoming more offered. Now when you're doing nitro beer, you put more nitrogen rather than CO2 in it, and so that nitrogen really just has this tiny, tiny bubble to it, where the CO2 has a much bigger, sharper bubble to it, and that nice, tiny little bubble actually makes for a much more creamy mouthfeel, and it really kind of like turns the whole thing into just a really smooth, creamy, easy drinking beer. So we have 13 that rotate, and then everything else just kind of stays. And we do seasonally flip maybe like 4 times a year. Charity on Tap is something that actually came up in the very beginning before we opened. It was the general manager at the time, myself, and then Buzz from White River, who of course has passed away, and we were all sitting there talking about like just how altruistic the DNA of breweries are. Breweries always have like a charity or something that they want to support. Our idea was to support the brewery's charity through this program called Charity on Tap. We partner with the brewery, pick a beer. Our last 2 beers actually for Charity on Tap have been brewed for us, which is super cool. We give $1 for every pour of that particular beer, and we donate it to that brewery's charity. So right now we are working with mothers to support Care to Learn, which is a tremendous charitable they are so wonderful what they do, and they support children, especially in their school systems where they provide hygiene, they provide clean clothes, and they also help to provide food for kids that are just in desperate need for those things. If you have never had beer, you really need to come in and have a flight, talk with our bartenders, get with me, and we'll talk about what you like to drink and what you enjoy, and we can really blow you out of the water. There literally is a beer for everybody.
We'll first start with the dough skin, 1 dough skin for every pizza. Then we'll take our brush, oh not our brush, our flour, sorry. Smear it on there. You don't want to dock it too much because it'll create holes. So we'll get 2 of those. Then we'll take our pizza screen. Just flap it on there. And then basically we want to get it as wide, stretch, stretch, stretch. Want to keep stretching till the whole pizza covers the screen. And then we'll take our brush and then on the outside of oil so it doesn't burn the crust. Then we'll take our 3 ounces of pizza sauce, put that on there, and make sure it's smeared across up towards the oil. And then we're gonna take our 2 ounces, which is a half cup, and literally just make sure all the cheese is even. Now we'll slide the pizza down here, and we'll take our 6 slices of salami, put those on the bottom. It's a little tricky trying to get these 6 slices on here. And then we'll take our 12 pepperoni slices. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we'll do a 1/4 cup of sausage. And again, you want to make sure that it's all over. And then we'll take our tablespoon of bacon. Go all over the place. You want to make sure pretty much everything is covered so when they pick up a piece, they're getting a bite of everything, you know. And now we'll go down here to the Parmesan Romano. Take a tablespoon. Again, get that all over the pizza. Goes in the top oven like that, and then it's on its way through.
Guys, that's why Alamo is one of my favorite places. This is Colton. He's gonna try this lovely pizza.
So this is the carnivore pizza. It's got pepperoni, bacon, salami, and Italian sausage. Let's dig into this bad boy. This pizza is all the best meats on one pizza. It's very good. It's not overly salty, which some meat-loving kind of pizzas can be. It's really good. Really fresh, crispy. It's fantastic.
Thanks for watching this episode of Queen City Cuisine. We'll see you guys next time. This is my favorite pizza.